What's up everybody, Anime X here, and in this video I will be adding a part 8 to the What If Minato Survives series. Since this seems to be a fan favorite from you guys, I decided that it should be absolutely necessary that I come out with the next part as soon as I could. If you are new to the channel and haven't fully been keeping up or really been keeping up with the series, I do suggest you watch the 7 parts that came before this, so you get the full story of the series. But if you just need a quick refresher from the last part, don't worry, I'll be recapping the previous video, then hopping right back into the action. So, without further ado, let's get started. In the last part of the series, multiple things occurred. For one, Kushina and Naruto's training took a more serious turn, with Naruto dedicating all of his time and energy into learning how to use fields more effectively, in order to get to the pinnacle of the Uzumaki clan's sealing ability, which is the Uzumaki chains. During his training, Jiraiya went to retrieve Tsunade, and after a brief but serious bout with Itachi and Kisame, Jiraiya left fairly injured from Itachi's Amaterasu, but he also retrieved Tsunade, and without Orochimaru's absence, he was able to convince her to come back fairly easily. And we left off specifically with Naruto facing Kurama and him learning what the final test of sealing will be. Now, after Kushina tells Naruto that he'll be facing off with Kyuubi, Naruto and Kurama both look at each other and laugh. Kurama laughs because he thinks it's incredibly unfair to fight someone like Naruto, basically a kid, and not even someone who's officially become like a real ninja yet. And Naruto laughs because he thinks Kushina is joking about him having to fight a full-tailed beast, but fighting the most powerful tailed beast, of course. Like, that has to be a joke, right? But when they both look at Kushina, their laughing completely stops. Naruto's face transforms to horror, and Kurama's face transforms to excitement. Kushina tells Naruto that the only way to unlock the chains is to be put in a life-threatening situation, or at least that's the easiest way. Kushina then turns to Kurama and says that if Naruto can't put him back in his cage within 24 hours, Kurama will be set free. And with that, Kurama leaps at Naruto, and Naruto makes shadow clones, and they all scatter, except for one that stays back to keep watch. Now keep in mind, this is the full Kyuubi, so he's more powerful than the one that Naruto had within him, meaning that Naruto was just barely holding on by a thread, and this is only due to the Flying Raijin Jutsu and the fact that Kurama actually kind of has a soft spot for Naruto now, so he's not really trying to kill him, he's just going to kind of incapacitate him or just hold him off for a good day. Even then, Naruto's at risk of being crushed or blown up with every attack that Kurama uses, even when Kurama's suppressing himself. Then, after about 10 minutes of running, Naruto decides to go on the offensive to fight back against Kurama. So he makes 10 more shadow clones, puts seals on all of them, and then shows them his ultimate special move, and that is the Shadow Clone Shuffle. Now, if the name doesn't give you a clear image, let me break it down for you guys. Naruto makes shadow clones, he puts his Flying Raijin seal on them so he can teleport and switch places with them when needed. Well, Naruto decides to take this a few steps further by making him, along with the shadow clones, teleport and shuffle their movements at high speed. Now, this is something that Naruto discovered that he can do since his Shadow Clones is a good coordinator, and with the enhanced sealing ability of him, he's able to use Flying Raijin more adept. Meaning that one clone could focus all of its ability in moving the clones around in a random pattern. Now, even though Naruto knows that he needs to gain an advantage in order to beat Kurama, when he plans this, it could be pretty risky if he's too slow or if the shuffle itself is too slow. And it's also a very chakra draining technique. It's going to be a pretty risky move on Naruto's part. So he kind of is taking a huge risk, because if this does not work, he will end up being low on chakra, and he might not even be able to manifest the chains if he doesn't have enough of it. So the only way to win that he knows of is he's preparing a plan with the Shadow Clone Shuffle. All those Shadow Clones that are shuffling around kind of confuse Kurama until one of Naruto's clones hits Kurama with a Rasengan to no effect. No surprise, the Rasengan hits Kurama with absolutely no effect. It hurts him not at all. But there is an ulterior motive to this. So Naruto ends up placing a seal on top of Kurama with that Rasengan. The Rasengan landed a seal on him. So it wasn't really meant to do damage, since Naruto is not dumb enough to think that a regular Rasengan is going to hurt the Kyuubi. After this, Naruto is basically running. He's running away again. He's got his advantage. He's got what he needs. So he's gathering chakra, and he's running, sprinting headfirst towards the cage. Towards Kurama's cage, I should specify. The reason that he's doing this is because he has a special plan to put Kurama back in his cage if he can't end up summoning the Uzumaki chains to hold him back. Meanwhile, Kushina looks on at Naruto and is very conflicted. She knows that the worst comes to worst, she could save Naruto, but she hates seeing Naruto in such a dangerous and perilous situation. She knows that Naruto, being Minato's son and all, will attract unwanted attention, and this is one of the skills that Naruto needs in order to survive, so she has to hold back all of her maternal instincts to watch as the fight progresses. Naruto finally gets to the gates, and Kurama, being pretty intelligent, decides, hey, he's trying to lure me in here. So he closes it and actually puts the seal on there, trapping Naruto inside. Now, Naruto is kind of panicking from this. He doesn't know, he didn't really think this far. He didn't think Kurama would see through his plan like that. But then something appears into his mind. He's like, hey, I have a seal on him. I could do this. Then, gathering every ounce of chakra that he has, he switches places with Kurama. Now, Kurama's a big entity. So doing this essentially drains Naruto of all the chakra he has and makes all of his shadow clones go away. So this leaves Kurama back in his cage, stunned by the fact that Naruto was able to do this, and this leaves Naruto essentially out of chakra and out of stamina. Pretty tiring for Naruto. Kurama's pretty upset about this, and you know the seal is still on there, so Kurama cannot leave again. And Naruto falls on his back, exhausted yet laughing from his little game with Kurama. Once Naruto catches his breath, he looks up at him and just waves goodbye as he and Kushina are about to leave Kurama's sealing place. And the smile that he sees on Naruto's face makes him wave back in politeness. And then Kurama runs himself to be angry and growls at Naruto. And as Naruto and Kushina leave, Kurama just smiles to himself and laughs about how fun playing with that kid was. Now, when Jiraiya comes back to the village with Tsunade, he comes around to Naruto's house just after he tangled with the Kyuubi for a bit. And not knowing this, Jiraiya sees Naruto huffing and puffing, trying to catch his breath on the ground, barely even able to breathe. Jiraiya asks what's up with Naruto, and Naruto says that he just fought Kurama. Not knowing who this is, Jiraiya just smiles and says that Kurama must be a strong guy, just because he can tire Naruto out like this. Naruto then just nods his head and says that he had trouble even dealing damage to Kurama, and Kurama sighs and he couldn't even seem to hurt him all that much. This surprises Jiraiya because besides a few prodigies or even crazy hard workers like Neji, Rock Lee, and Sasuke, Naruto should have little to no problem beating every genin in the village, much less have trouble hurting them. As far as Jiraiya knows, Naruto is even able to tangle with mid-level Chunin, so genin of not prodigies or hard workers should be light work for him, basically. Jiraiya then asks what rank he was, and Naruto just shrugs, saying that technically Kurama isn't a ninja, so he doesn't have a rank. Jiraiya asks Naruto to describe him, and as he says that Kurama is an orange-tailed fox that lives in his mother's stomach. When Jiraiya hears this, he just laughs, thinking that he's joking, so he looks at Kushina, who's looking away, trying to avoid his stare. Then, right before Jiraiya asks any more questions, you know, they decide, hey, Kakashi's kind of important right now, so let's go heal him up, you know? Then, right before Jiraiya asks any more questions, Tsunade says that she's ready to heal Kakashi, and they head back to the hospital to heal him, along with Rock Lee. A few days after this event, Team 7 meets up, ready for some good training, and they are all, for the most part, happy to see their master. When Kakashi asks if they've been keeping up their training, Sakura looks away because she stopped and she's useless. Naruto and Sasuke both grin because they've both been working hard to train, and Naruto and Sasuke both developed a couple of new jutsu and moves on their own. Naruto then suggests that instead of them showing off or telling Kakashi a couple of their new moves, they would rather show him in a bell test or in a fight between Naruto and Sasuke. Kakashi then ponders and messes with the idea for a little bit, but then decides to do something even better. He says that they should fight with someone of their rank to see how they are compared against them. He says that they'll meet up with another team that is entering to train, and they show off their new moves too so they can meet up with Guy. Now, the reason they do this is because the two teams wanted to show off their new skills, but it's also because Guy wanted to be able to assess these abilities after the surgery, and Guy also wants his team to be better than Kakashi's, you know, due to their rivalry in the sorts. So, both teams get ready to start, and they are off. Sakura runs at 10-10, Naruto runs at Neji for round 2, and Sasuke sprints at Rock Lee, ready for his second bout with the Taijutsu specialist. And with that, Naruto and Neji start going at it, Naruto being able to dodge all of Neji's attack and chakra points, due to him being much faster through his grueling training. When he goes to attack though, he gets reflected by the 360 degrees rotation and gets blown back away from Neji. Meanwhile, Rock Lee and Sasuke are both going blow for blow in terms of Taijutsu, with Sasuke being fairly even with Rock Lee, if not having the advantage. This is due to Rock Lee's Taijutsu being his own, and tandem with Sasuke's ability to use ninjutsu along with his own intelligence. The only person that's being seriously outclassed in Team 7 group is just Sakura, who can't even seem to take on Tenten with her quote-unquote weapon mastery. Now, Naruto and Sasuke both see that Sakura is going to lose early, and if she does, they'll be put at a disadvantage because Team Guy will be able to incorporate some combo moves and teamwork. So Naruto backflips away from Neji, makes a Shadow Clone, switches places with Sakura, and then Naruto proceeds to body Tenten with a Rasengan that knocks her unconscious. And just so you guys know, Naruto advocates for equality, gender equality. So he's not holding back on Tenten whatsoever. Hits her with a full-powered Rasengan, so she is out for the fight completely. After this, he leaps back at Neji, ready to catch him from behind, but then Neji's Byakugan comes in handy. He spins around to seal off Naruto's chakra points, then at the last second, he switches places with the Shadow Clone, and uses the chakra on his feet to launch himself at Neji full speed, Rasengan in hand. And then, right before it lands, Rock Lee pushes Sasuke away, runs over to Neji, and before Naruto can get to him, kicks Naruto in the air, kicking him directly under the chin, and Naruto, being completely dazed from this move, is now flying and spinning towards the ground at speeds that will definitely incapacitate him, due to Rock Lee using the primary Lotus now. As they spin, Naruto regains his senses and forces himself to do something reckless and dangerous. He switches places with Sasuke, so Sasuke is in the hold. Then, right before he hits the ground, Naruto switches places with him again, but only with the Shadow Clone. Now Naruto tackles both of them out of the air, Shadow Clone and all, and then as both of them land, they hit the ground hard. Naruto then gets up, summons dozens of kunai, and throws them all over the battlefield. Naruto then goes over to Naruto, and then unleashes his Sharingan, and then his other hand grabs he makes a Chidori, then the other hand grabs the Chidori, and he actually pulls the Chidori out in the shape of a blade, similar to Goku's Keyblade. And with that, Lee drinks his bottle of quote-unquote medicine, aka sake, and Neji gets in his stance ready to fight. And with that, the warm-up is finished, and the real fight begins. And that, everybody, is where I'm going to stop part 8 to the What If Minato Survive series. As you guys know, if you want another part to this, hit that like button and comment your thoughts on the What If, your own what if suggestions, or just flex your power in the comments. And if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing and hitting the bell for more entries to this What If. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always guys, this is Anime X, signing off.